muted. That was really loud on my TV.
Well, turn it down.
I did.
Just turn it down. Yep, so the llama core bit the dust today. Again.
Again.
I really want to try. You know, it's funny. I've been thinking about getting one of those the MKS Gen L S's, you know, the newest, latest, greatest MKS Gen L. So that might just give me an excuse. I do have, still in a box, right there in that top drawer, another SKR 1.4 turbo.
Well,
I really
throw it in.
Just so tired of SKR boards. They're just blowing up on me left and right. And I'm not, every one of them has not been my fault. You can laugh and joke about it all you want, but, you know, yeah, I'm not the greatest wirer in the world, but there's nothing wrong. I mean, again, I'm going to check it. There could be something, you know, a wire came loose in there and crossed something, and, you know, the screen could have been unplugging or half plugged in. I don't know. I'll check it. I haven't opened it up yet to look, but you can only deal with so much burning up and crap, even when they're cheap. It's just not worth it. If you want to jump in, guys, the link to the StreamYards is there. And I actually have a full month of full StreamYard, so we can have up to 10 people. The llama core blew up today. The board, I think, is toast. It just freaked out in the middle of our print. Started back extruding. Fans were going, doing all kinds of weird crap. I did all kinds of checking. It's the third one. And
yeah, Mike, that's real encouraging to me for this project right here.
I mean, you can laugh and joke all you want, but the first one, I plugged in power and turned it on. Literally, it had a positive and a negative going into it, and that was it. Kicked it on, and it went up in smoke. The second one burned out the drivers.
A freshly decked out, expanded SKR 1.4 turbo with 7 2209s in it. So let's hope this one doesn't do that.
Yeah, I had that water heater problem a couple 3 years ago. I went to a heat pump and couldn't have been happier. That was worth every frickin' penny. I know I've saved money. My electric bill went down the minute I put that heat pump in. Went down about $30 a month. And it was funny because the heat pump cost me $1,600, but they had an immediate I bought it at Home Depot or Lowe's. I think I got it at Lowe's. There was an immediate like $200 rebate, which was just a gift card to Lowe's. It's not really a, you know, they don't take it off the price of it, but it's $200 back. The power company had a $600 rebate, which was cash. I mean, granted, you got to wait 6-8 weeks to get the check, and the manufacturer had a discount of like $100, and the state had a rebate. So the whole thing only ended up costing me like $500 for a heat pump, for a $1,600 heat pump, hot water tank, 55 gallon. What are you sniffing?
Got my new board.
Let me guess. Is it an SKR?
Cohesion 3D.
Never heard of them.
It's for the laser.
Check out my new board, Shane.
Oh, nice. You got the expander in.
So did you hear what I was talking about before you jumped in?
Something about a heat pump.
No. She smoked today.
Oh, really?
Yep. Third fucking SKR board, pardon my French, to go. I'm all done with SKR boards.
Holy shit.
I'm not, I shouldn't say it. I'm not positive it's the board, but I can't think of anything else. It was literally in the middle of a print. It's going around. Everything's fine. I'm sitting in bed watching some TV. All of a sudden, it starts doing this wiener, and the fans are going up and down and up and down and up and down. I mean, everything was just going wonky, and the head's jerking around. I'm like, what the hell? My first thought was like corrupt G code or something like that.
Yeah.
So I resliced it, put it on there. Same freaking thing, didn't even start printing. So I was like, okay, something's wrong. Went to Cura to make sure it wasn't something Idea Maker was doing.
Yeah.
Like, completely different model, same thing. Pulled the SD card, reflashed the firmware, didn't fix it. That's when I said, screw it. I'm just not in the mood to play with it right now.
Did you try printing from SD card by any chance, just to see if it was?
I haven't printed from the SD card. No, it's
Yeah.
coming from the Pi, but it just did it in the middle of a freaking print. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, have you tried like just rebooting the Pi, just kind of roll?
yeah. Well, I shut it off and reloaded firmware, and I haven't screwed with the Pi, and I did go back to. Now that you say that, I did go back to Repetier last night.
Yeah.
So I should stick the card back in there and see if it.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Is like maybe something weird just happened there, and
Yeah.
but yeah.
Baby.
I don't think so. I mean, it's possible. I'm gonna check, but my first thought is the board's toast.
Yeah.
Mostly because that's the most. I mean, that's the most likely thing to go toast, as far as I'm concerned.
Mhm.
Them SKR boards are just cheap crap. But now that you say that, it could be the Pi. I will yank the Pi and put it, because I have another Pi right over there. I'll yank the Pi and put Octoprint back on it and see if that fixes it. So it may not be the board, which actually makes almost more sense what it was doing.
Yeah, because that was one of the things. Is like that's a problem that I've had with the Raspberry Pi, where it'll just go and just print, and like it's like trying to print off of the edge, and you hear it like banging off the edge, and
it loses some of the code in transition.
Yeah, and it's like, but that was with Octoprint. I haven't had that happen yet with Repetier, but that sounds exactly like what I was having.
Yeah, and actually, the more you say that, it probably is the Pi, because the board blows and it just stops or goes up in smoke.
Yeah,
it usually doesn't do weird shit like that. I mean, it was just like freaking the devil took over the freaking thing, and it was making all kinds of noise. Literally, the fans were going up and down, both fans.
Yeah.
All the head was going around, just doing weird crap. The extruder was backing up and pulling and backing up and pulling. It was just like something out of the freaking Poltergeist. Freaked me out because it made a buttload of noise all of a sudden, when the motors start freaking out.
So Zach, on those stepper motors, you should get those giant googly eyes. Just put on the front of it.
Just one on each side. That would be cool. Just one on each side with two steppers. That's an awesome idea.
Then print mirrored, so they're just like
googly eyes.
I'm going to have to do that now. So,
what's up, everyone? What's up, Nolan?
Currently waiting on mail for this. I'm waiting on the 500 millimeter Z extrusions, the 500 millimeter X extrusion. I'm waiting on the laser cut metal pieces.
Okay.
And I just picked up a Meanwell low profile power supply for $30 on Amazon.
Yeah, Viking, I do have another SKR 1.4. I'm just so done with the SKRs.
Also, I'm printing a tray to go in the original electronics tray to mount this monstrosity.
I'll mount the main board and everything.
Yeah.
You said this monstrosity. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not anywhere near my computer. Shit.
No, I wouldn't even hold it up. I just figured you would assume.
So have you played around with the firmware for that yet, just to see how the expansion card works, or?
No, I haven't, but it's pretty easy to look at what goes where.
Hold that thing up. So it just plugs into the bottom, huh?
Yeah, into the EXP port. So you can't use a screen with it. But I don't use a screen.
Oh, it doesn't have a breakout or anything, so you can't use a screen.
Right.
You can use the. I think it's got the port for like their own special screen, but
Yeah, like the serial port.
But who cares?
PFT.
I kind of prefer the old basic everyday, 2004s or the old full graphics displays over any of the fancy crap.
Yeah, that's the one.
I see no point in a freaking touchscreen on the printer.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the touchscreen on that JG marker that I have, or the JG Aurora, whatever the hell that printer is. I'm not a huge fan of that touchscreen.
I'm not a huge fan of any of them. I mean, they're not bad. It just, I just don't see a purpose in them. They're just a waste of money to me. I'd rather they take the money and put it somewhere else in the printer, making it actually print better.
Yeah. Spend extra $1 or $2 on the damn feeder unit.
Yeah, or use better wires.
Yeah. Well, in that printer, it's using
upgrade the power supply. It's just there's more important things on a printer than the freaking screen.
Yeah, it's like this printer. Like the hot end is the detractor on it. Like it's got really good silicone wires on it. It's got a mean well power supply. It's got stepper motors are stepper motors in my opinion. But that's like the the one part that's like just terrible on it is the feeder and extruder and all that.
Well, everyone I mean, like Bill Overbot saying, the touchscreens charge more money, but you know what? They came out because everyone started wanting it. You see all the people like do the reviews of the printer, like, oh, it's really cool, it's got a touchscreen, so of course everybody wants it. Personally, I look at the touchscreen and go, that's just a waste of freaking money. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Wow, I just realized that the bottom of these boards have every pin labeled.
Yeah, they do.
With either its pin number or what it is.
Yeah. They have pretty good documentation too, like photos and what goes where. And
you see, that's super important to me because of the way I write it.
That's actually why I started using those, because
except for the Pro,
even I can figure them out.
The Pro board has like the worst documentation,
and that's actually the one. If I were to get another one, that's the one I'd look at.
That's funny because I have the Pro and I didn't have any issues with setting it up.
Yeah, it was down to it didn't really have the I had to look at certain pages for the pinout for the stepper motors. Because it had a slightly different stepper.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were having phase issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do sell, and that's just it. People think they want it. Build a bot. It's, and I get it. It looks cool, and if you don't know any better, it looks like a cool feature. And I guess it is the color screen, the touch screen. If you're gonna sit there and poke at the screen all day long and you control it from the screen, it's like I always use a Pi, or even before Pi, I always did it off the SD card, and it was like hit print. And the only thing I want the screen for is I want to do three things. I want it to tell me when it's heating up. I want it to tell me what's going on with the print, and I want it to be able to abort the print real quick if if something's going wrong. I want to be able to go over there and hit stop. That way, I don't have to load up web pages or
Yeah, like that's the number one thing that I like having on a screen. The one thing that I really don't like about it, I'm gonna grab the camera here and make everybody sick. And or unplug it, one of the two.
I'm everything I've got's got 2004 screen. Actually, that's got a full graphics display on it because that's what came with the ANET, which I had to hack because the ANET one's different than everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I just don't.
Yeah, and the thing that you don't see right away is A, the temperature. B, if you need to cancel a print, it's multiple steps to get to a cancel print. Let me pull that off
When it's actually running?
Yeah.
See, that's just I want. I don't even think these have good enough cancel. I want a big red button like you would in a machine shop that says, "Ah!"
Yeah, like
stop.
It'll show you temperatures when you're printing, but like if you're preheating stuff, you have to go into another menu to get to it.
Yeah.
To cancel this print, you have to go under options and stop.
So if you want a panic button, get you a panel-mounted momentary switch.
Yeah, just hook it up to the power supply.
No, not even that. The reset button on this board has big, huge lands on it. You just tap into that.
I almost designed it into my case where I could have a button that you could just push it and it would push it. Because it's like right next to the USB port or something, ain't it? I'm trying to remember where it is.
It's near the thermistor hookup.
Yeah.
But I had a MKS S-Base, one of the old ones, that I did that on, and it was fantastic.
Yeah. Because you can do it on on the old 2007 screens or 2004 and
it's got a reset button on it.
They have an abort freaking button on it too, or a reset button. That if you build the screen, you can actually, put a button there that's bigger, and so you can just reach over and tap it, which I used to do. The Max Micron had like a big 1/2-inch diameter red button on it. And it just pop when it would start getting wonky. Yeah, right there. Yep.
Gotta throw that on something.
Is that a real one or is it an ANET one?
That's a real one. The ANET one,
the ANET ones suck, dude. They're like all backwards pinned and crap.
Yeah.
I will say Marlin has a selection now for the ANET screen. So even though it's pinned backwards, you can just plug it in and just instead of selecting full graphics, you got to select the ANET full graphics, and it'll work. Which is, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I bought one to replace it, and I don't know if I put it on it or not. But I had one for that because that's the ANET screen. And then, of course, the ANET board.
That's a whole level of jank.
Oh, God, the ANET boards are the worst.
You're better out. You're probably better. Actually, I wonder what's worse: a knockoff ramps board or an ANET board.
ANET board. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'll take a knockoff ramps board over an ANET board. ANET boards, you can't even adjust the step or like amperage or voltage or anything. You can't. There's no pot adjuster for it. They set it at the factory and that's it. So if they set it wrong, which was what was wrong with that board, that when I got it from Glenn, that's why he couldn't extrude, because I went to test the power going extruder motor. It was like 1/4 of a volt. It was like barely turning the freaking motor. It was something ridiculous.
Oh yeah, there's no
adjuster. You can't adjust it. Whatever the factory sets it, there is no pot adjuster on the ANET boards.
Yeah, you'd have to change out resistors then.
Yep, it's whatever they set it at factory, and it's done.
Oh, there's one potentiometer on here.
Yeah, and you know what it's for? It's like for something. It's like for Z or something, ain't it? Which is pointless because that's like the least needing of adjustment of any of them. It doesn't do the extruder.
That must be the resistor that's used for it then.
Yeah, it's just dumb. And that's all that was wrong. I mean, that printer would have printed fine with the ANET board. I would have left it in there if I could have kicked the extruder voltage up a little. But it was just, you put anything in there and put any resistance on it and start skipping. Tossed it in the trash. I didn't even try and save it for anything. I just threw the frickin' thing out.
Well, this actually has a couple of parts I could probably pull off of it. I can pull that Atmel chip. Use that for something else.
Or here's another thought. you could just throw it in the fucking garbage where it belongs.
Hey, it's got a couple of useful parts on it, like the serial controller chip. I can use that for a project.
It belongs in the Chinese landfill.
Mm.
Needs to go back to China and go in their landfill.
Well, I can use that USB port for something. Just pick it apart. The only thing that I wouldn't use off that thing would be the connectors for the power.
That's what I did replace it with. That was it's got an MKS channel. The old original 8-bit board. Matter of fact, I have another SKR 1.4 in the store right here that was going to go in that printer to replace the MKS. And I'm not going to do it. The MKS has been way more reliable than the freaking SKR boards are. It just prints and it's fine and it works. And I don't need anything more than that. It just works. So why replace it? Other than, me, I just have to llama it. I have to screw with it just because. Not right now, though. It's my only running printer because that ain't no more. I'm going to dick with that. Well, probably not tomorrow because we're supposed to have another nice day tomorrow, so I'm going to be outside all day.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain here for the next rest of the week.
So you want to hear something funny?
What's that?
I was out doing my front yard down by the end of the driveway, which is actually my neighbor's yard, but, I dick with it anyways, and blew up the leaves, and somebody gave me grief because I was getting ready to blow them in the pond. There's a little pond at the end of my driveway, and they're like, oh, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he wasn't being a dick about it. He's just like, you really shouldn't do that. It's like, yeah, I know. I have a leaf mulcher anyway, so I bring the leaf mulcher down there, and I hit a little rock with the tire, which is no big deal. Rolls right over it.
Mm-hmm.
But the little hubcap fell off, which is bright yellow, so I don't know how I didn't see it. This is the other side. And I turn around and come back, and you basically just like lawn mowing, but you're sucking up leaves and mulching them.
Yeah.
Well, the hubcap went inside the machine and came out in little itty bitty chips. So I'm designing and printing a new hubcap. Because the thing is it's a it's a self-propelled, and it's got like this whole clutch thing, and the clutch is on the outside of the wheel, so you can get to it and service it.
Yeah,
which is nice in that sense, but sucks because I got a flat tire now too, and the actual nipple to inflate it is inside, and you got to like lift the machine up and crawl up underneath it. And this is not a little machine; it's a big ass freaking vacuum. It's got a 5.5 horsepower motor on it, and all the gearing, and the big flywheel, and the mulcher head, and it's not super heavy, but it ain't light. Somehow or another, I got to get underneath it. It's only like 3 or 4 inches off the ground, and I got to find a way to get underneath it to blow the tire up. The valve stem. That's what I was looking for. Couldn't remember the word. I'm old. Leave me alone. What's up, Barry? Barry's picking on me. So anyways, I'm designing and printing a 3D. This is like just a test strip to make sure I got all the little clip-in fingers right. And actually, it's darn close. So I'm going to. Of course, this is what I was printing, and was that a duet?
No, this is that cohesion board. I see my buddies in the chat there. I got it in. Now I can laser things, more things.
Anybody want to trade a SKR brand new 1.4 for something else?
I'll give you a used Duet 2 Wi-Fi.
I don't want to do that. It's just as bad. I took a Duet off of here and put the SKR on it. And to be honest, I prefer the SKR. And I shouldn't say that there's nothing wrong with the Duet. I got better prints out of it by literally putting the SKR on there. I don't think the Duet is all that great of a printer board.
It's good quality.
Yeah, no. Oh, the electronics.
It's only as good as you're able to configure it. If you
Yeah.
can't get the configuration right.
Yeah, it's super easy to configure. It's also super easy to screw up to configure. And I never got it. It just couldn't. I had it for almost 2 years on here, and it just never printed great. It always had weird crap in it, artifacts, and no matter what slicer I used, no matter how I tuned it, and literally I put the SKR board in there, and all my prints cleaned up. I didn't change a damn thing other than the board, and it printed beautiful. I mean, again, I wouldn't say perfect, but they're decent quality. Like I never once got a good quality print out of it. What I would consider a real good quality print out of it with the Duet board on it.
Yeah, one thing that I ended up doing was I updated the firmware on the Duet to the newer firmware, and that made a huge difference. Like it was right around when you got rid of it, I think the new firmware came out.
I put the 3 on it, and that's what made me get rid of it. That made it even worse. Not only was putting 3 on it an absolute freaking nightmare, but putting you do want, if you have an SKR, I mean a Duet 2 Wi-Fi, you really shouldn't put firmware 3 on it. You should put firmware 2 on it. Firmware 3 will run on it, but it's really designed for the Duet 3 board.
Hey, Clipper,
it doesn't hurt anything. It just makes it so you got to set all your pins now, and you got to set. It's made it almost more complicated than Marlin, because you literally have to pin everything in it now. Where the old one, you're just like, here's my extruder, here's my thing. You don't have to worry about it. Where,
I like the ability to call out what pin controls what.
Yeah, see, I don't. I get why you would, because you guys, Shane will probably like it better because he's, geeky, techie like that. Me, I just want I want it as simple as can be.
Yeah, I've got version 2 on mine.
Yeah, I wouldn't do 3 if you don't feel like. I would look into it, but I wouldn't do it unless there's some feature in it that you want.
I would probably do Clipper before I'd upgrade to 3.
Yeah.
Like I said, Clipper works good on a Duet. Works real good.
That's kind of a waste, though.
Why? You get all of the high-quality hardware that Duet puts in their stuff, not a whole bunch of Chinese crap. But then you get to use Clipper, which in my mind is a lot more flexible than Duet.
The one thing that I want to try with Clipper is this printer is incredibly loud. Unless I put the power all the way up on the steppers, it's really loud. So.
I ran it when I ran my Duet. I ran all my motors at like 0.9, 1 amp.
Yeah. But when I do that,
and even still they are louder. And that's the other thing. This was a lot quieter the minute I put the SKR in there.
That looks like an incredibly happy cat.
Oh yeah, she's happy.
Is a happy cat. Yeah, I agree with you, Barry. The Duet it really wasn't when it came out, and it's still one of the best built boards in the sense of they use all top of the line, the actual board's top of the line. All the hardware, all the electronics, everything in it is really high quality stuff. But I don't see them as being all that great.
Speaking of Chinese boards that can go in the trash, an American board going into my cutter.
Baby.
What kind of stepper drivers those are? I can't read that.
Hey, Shane.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh, 4988s.
Yeah, that don't really matter. You know what? That's the other thing. 4988s work fine.
Yeah.
I was printed fine with them. Never had a problem. They're just loud as piss.
Yeah. with the 24 volts, the 498s are actually pretty quiet in that machine. And this really wasn't overly loud. It was noisier than a 3D printer, but it could be just the fact that it's in a metal box.
Yeah.
Throwing shit around. That's...
Get him, kitty, get him. Chew them fingers off.
Yeah, these are the same steppers that are in the Duet, I think. 2224.
Yeah, 2224.
Yeah.
I think it's 2226 is in Duet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Close enough. They're almost the same stepper.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna get off here. I'm tired.
Okay, be that way.
Bye, douchebag.
I got some shit I gotta do before I get in bed.
And when are you supposed to get those aluminum plates?
They're either gonna ship out. I think it said estimated arrival days like Friday.
That's not bad. Where are you getting them from?
Send, cut, send.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, they've been showing up on my my advertisements a lot lately, and I was gonna throw the link towards Zach, and he'd already ordered from them, so that advertising.
Oh, yeah, you were saying that the other night.
Let's see what it's saying. Your parts are being cut today at 3 p.m.
Sweetness.
Estimated ship date March 25th. I think they'll probably ship before then.
Yeah, if they cut them already, they're probably being wrapped in packaging already. So I couldn't see that them sitting, on a shelf for 3-4 days. So
no, they'll usually pull them that day, and the next day they'll freaking box them up and ship them out.
Well, I'm excited about it. I'm excited to have. The only reason I never use a service like Oshcut is the price.
He's working on that thing right there in front of you, Barry. It's a an V2 that he's turning into an IDEX.
No, it's a G-Tech A10.
Okay. Same thing.
It's going to be IDEX with direct drive Ender 3 cheapos on it. I'm trying to do it cheap to begin with, make sure I get everything to work. But I'll have dual independent extrusion, dual Z. I'll have a increased Z height. I've got the longer extrusions coming, and I'm.
Oh, you got Z extrusions too?
Yeah.
I know you got the X one. You're gonna lengthen that too, right?
Yeah, I got Z's too because I got 400 millimeter screws. I might as well pick up a couple extra, and I'm losing some because of all the extra wiring and shit floating around in it.
Yeah.
One neat thing is I'm going to try to use sensorless homing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a macro to square the bed or square the gantry, where I'll put in stops up here. I'll design something and bolt it to where this will run all the way up and hit its limit right at the top of the Z travel, and that'll home max it. And then I'll clear that and then do the probe home like I normally do, just so I can, square the gantry to the frame, and then I'll probe the bed. But with an extra 100 millimeters of Z height on the frame, but not quite an extra 100 millimeter on the screw, I got to do something to keep it from
Cat dog. Rough.
I'll catch y'all later.
all right, see ya.
Yeah.
Woof.
Why I don't have dogs? I shouldn't say that. Dogs don't bother me, especially like dogs like his. I hate the little rat dogs that people never train proper, and they just freaking bark constantly. I mean, a good dog that barks when someone approaches or something, I don't have a problem with that. That's actually good. It's like, oh, there's somebody at the door, there's somebody in the yard. one of them little stupid rat dogs, and it's not even the dogs. They have a tendency to do it because generally the people that own them don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Won't train them to stop.
They're like, oh, that's a cute dog, and
and all they do all the freaking time.
Yeah,
it drives me nuts.
Yeah, I got one that's the neighbor dog, Teddy, I think its name is.
Yeah.
It almost got a hammer one day.
Well,
Barking and like.
And again, it's not necessarily the dog's fault. I mean, those type of dogs are prone to having that kind of a attitude, but you can teach it out of them if you do it. You know, if you train the dog to not bark all the time, they don't bark all the time.
Yeah, it gets really bad when they come into your property, into your garage, bark at you and bite at you. Like that's where I kind of like. I don't really care whose dog it is. If your dog does that, I mean, my next door neighbor, they have dogs, but and they scared that dog scared the living crap out of me once. Turn around and there's a pit bull, just sitting there staring at you. It's like,
That's the other thing. It's like my neighbors. I mean, I'm in kind of a wooded area. It's a little busy out front, or if you go a mile in either direction because of the beaches. But where we are in the middle of the swamp area, basically, it's mostly woodlands. And my neighbor out back's got a couple dogs, and we just, right out my window, we got new neighbors that moved in, I don't know, 6 months ago, they moved in. And they got black labs, and she's got some blonde labs, and my neighbor over here has got some German shepherds. And when they first moved in, their dog would come over and hang out, wander through the yard, and they'd keep running over and grabbing them. One day they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry, the dog's over here." I'm like, it's freaking woods. Let the dog run. I don't give a shit. Well, as he's a good dog, and he's not one that's gonna go attacking people or biting or anything.
Yeah,
I don't give a crap if your dog's in my yard. If he comes up and starts pooping on my doorstep, it's a different story. But they're just wandering through the yard chasing squirrels. All good, man. Cut the squirrel freaking population down, and the chipmunks. Got too many of them things running around the yard.
Yeah,
like all the dogs, they all like conjugate all of you. Every day you'll see a group of them running around. They all. It seems like Woodsy over here has got 2 Germans. She just got a puppy, so she's got 2 blonde labs, and they get the black lab. Every morning, you'll see them running around the yard, and they'll bark now and again, play barking when they get in a group. But I don't give a crap if they're running through the yard. They're dogs. Dogs are cool. Half the time when I see them out there, I go out there and play with them.
Yeah, like that one dog, like scaring the crap out of me. It wanted back in the house, and
what's up, Dan?
Oh, Dan's here.
Oh, it's a...
Yeah, them little rat dogs, though, when they start, if they aren't trained proper at a young age, I hate them. I can't deal with them. Yep. There was a lady, I don't know, it was probably a year or 2 ago. She's in Walmart with her little purse dog that was a emotional support dog, so she could bring it in the store. Which, again, I really don't care. She's got it in her purse. It's not a big deal, I'm not one of those, oh my God, the dog's going to get germs in the store. Big whoop. Get over it. But the freaking thing was barking at everyone. Snippy. It wasn't even a bark. It was like a nip, nip, nip at everybody. Anytime someone would walk by him. Nip. Make that little freaking yap dog noise. It's like, I didn't even want to hit the dog. I wanted to punch the lady. I just wanted to punch her in the head.
Yeah, I had a friend in high school. His grandmother's dog. You'd walk into the house, and it would just sit there and bark and like bite your ankle, like literal ankle biter. I was like, "Don't kick the dog! Don't kick the dog!" I ended up getting like kicked out of the house because ended up kicking at the dog because it bit me.
Yeah. Oh, they bite me. It's all over.
Mm-hmm.
A dog. I don't care. One of the reasons I actually left the last job I was at, my neighbor over here, is he had a couple 3, and one of them would bite you all the time. Every morning I'd go in there and sit down at my desk, and the freaking thing would be at my ankles, and it literally bit me a few times. And the last time it bit me, it was it. I freaking sent it across the room. They're like, oh, you can't treat the dog like that. It's like, bullshit. That dog bit me. I had nothing to it, and it bit me. The minute a dog bites me, I will bite back.
What the heck did I just log into?
We were talking about dogs.
Ankle biters.
Ankle
Oh,
biters.
no.
It actually
Did you
started.
have a dog?
Zach just left, and just before he left, his dog, somebody must have come to his door or something. All his dogs went berserk.
The difference between an ankle biter and an actual dog.
Yeah, I don't call them dogs. They're rat dogs. They're rats that think they're dogs.
I used to call them slippers.
Slippers.
Only if you stuff them.
If you give them the ass hard enough, they turn into slippers.
Do you ever hear the Bill Engvall freaking little skit he does about that? Where he's got his real dog, the big German Shepherd, and he's got his wife's little freaking purse dog. And the coyotes like tried to come in his yard and take off with the purse dog, the slipper dog, the football.
Yeah, you got to watch out for them things here. I mean, they're even in New London now, the coyotes.
Oh, we got them in the yard all the time.
Yeah.
We were just talking about my neighbor's dogs running around. That's the other reason I don't mind the neighbor's dogs running around my yard. They're always apologizing. Oh, my dog was up in your yard. I don't give a crap. Let the dog run. They keep the coyotes and the red fox out of the yard. I really don't mind the red fox. They're all right. And they don't actually run from the dogs unless the dogs run at them. Like the red fox will come right in the yard while the dogs are in the yard. And as long as the dogs don't chase the red fox, which they almost always do once they see it.
Foxes are
foxes
cool.
right up in the yard. I got 3 red foxes that run around.
I used to live next to a sand pit or an old sand pit, which had been pretty much grown over. And there was a hill that they would burrow into.
Yeah.
And you never expect that, they could go through a hole this big. They don't need like a big giant hole.
No, they can go in even small. Yeah, that's what this property used to be, a sand pit.
Oh,
It was back in the day. They pulled. My grandfather started making his money because the state pulled sand out of here to build the highway, like 95. That's how long ago this was a sand pit. There used to be, before they built the house out back, because the back was actually the major part of the sand pit. There used to be like trees up on these big domes where they wouldn't, like, they just dug around a tree and left it there. So there's these trees, not only are they like 100-foot tall trees or 75-foot long, big old oak trees, but they're up on like 10 or 15-foot sand balls. It's like this big tall.
Oh, that's so weird.
I wish I had pictures of that. It's kind of bizarre looking. It's like something out of some kind of sci-fi show. There's dozens of them back there where they dug around the big oak tree and didn't want to bother cutting it down. But yeah, the state paid my grandfather to dig sand out of here to build 95. So when they built 95 in the 40s.
Oh, that was it part of all that like make work stuff that they did?
Yeah.
Depression era?
Yeah. Same with Rocky Neck. That's when the Rocky Neck Pavilion went in, was during the Depression. It was one of those, bring the economy back builds. That thing's freaking. I wish they'd fix that thing. Have you ever been in that pavilion? The Rocky Neck?
Rocky Neck. Is that
It's a big state beach park.
Yeah, it's been so many years since I've been to Rocky Neck. I remember you used to have to go underneath like the railroad bridge or something. Yep. But yeah, it's been many, many years. I've been over to Harkness, but not over there at Rocky Neck lately.
Harkness is nicer and closer. Rocky Neck's got this guy running, it's an idiot. But it's got that like 900-foot long arcing pavilion that arcs the whole beach. Well, come to find out, which I didn't know, and it's a mile away. There's no structure. Like the floor is a structure. The floors in each level are 2x10s on the end that are just arced. The floor is actually a curve, and they curved it because that is the structure. They're just sandwiched 2x10s. But the beams are all trees. You can still like see the tree shape and everything. They didn't like make a beam out of it. It looks like a freaking tree trunk. But they're all ID'd. They all came from state parks. You look at the bottom, they all have a code that was carved into them. And if you scan the code, it'll tell you where it came from and like where in the park, whatever park it came out of. And so all the beams in the pavilion at Rocky Neck are coded to what park they came out of.
What is this box that Dan is holding up?
I don't know, something from Michael's. Oh, it's got to be a bunch of slate.
One of two.
Oh, he's retiling his bathroom.
I should probably put
Connecticut.
it this way so I'm not doxing myself, right?
Connecticut built a bot.
That's all right. It's many slate coasters. They I bought a bunch of them. To be exact, 196 of them, I believe. They come in these nice little 4-packs, pre-wrapped with this nice little like hay straw twine thing. And so yeah, I've been doing things like this with them.
I should take you out to Rocky Neck because you'd get a kick out of the old quarry. So they had the old blast quarry in the street.
You like this one, Mama? You like this one?
Get shit done. Yeah.
Get shit done.
But I don't know if you ever seen those old the floater blasts where they dam up the stream with boards, and beams on either side, and they put the barge in there. They build a barge, quarry, throw all the rock on it, let the stream build up, so it was floating, and then they dynamite out the dam, and the barge would just float out with the flood. It's really bizarre. They have like these big, huge beams that you could. Terry,
Hey!
he's trying to make what's his name there? Smoke.
The Spawn.
Spawn. Yeah, that's
What's
it.
up, guys? Okay.
He's spawning.
Yeah, I've been working on this for 7 days and I'm done. And God,
Does your wife know you're spawning?
yeah, yeah. I missed Hotmakes a bit ago. I was busy painting on this, trying to get stuff done. I missed Hotmakes.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That'll
Was that
happen.
tonight?
It
No, that
was,
was
yeah.
yesterday. No, Hotmakes was just. This is after Hotmakes. That's.
Ah, shoot, I missed it.
You missed it. It was Clock Spring too.
That's why I never stream on Monday because I know that Jim always does at 4 o'clock. So I completely never do a Monday.
He's giving away the Hotmakes flying
Hotmakes toaster.
What'd you think of my little video where I ripped off my mustache, my beard?
I'm gonna have to go back and look at that one, Jerry. I'm sorry, it's been a crazy day. I just sat down in the
I
office.
posted it, I think, yesterday on Facebook, and Twitter.
Did I hear
okay,
let's make an animated GIF? Did I hear that? That's what I heard.
No.
Yeah. He just made a quick video. I think the best part was when you said, "I'm going to pull my hair out, but I'm bald." That's when I started laughing. I was like, "That's a good way to put it."
Yeah,
I'm pulling my hair out, but I'm bald.
I'm putting that in a video that I'm working on. So I figured I'll just cut it right before I say back to the video, and I threw it up on Facebook. So
I got to bring the printer into the other room so I can print polycarbonate because if I print this out of PLA, I don't think it'll last.
Hey, Red Light Build Overbot 3D Print Newbie. Hello, everyone. Yeah, Dan, thank you for plugging me on Twitter about my group, my YouTube. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, man. Like I said, I'm all about promotion, hyping everybody up, getting numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do 250, man, but I can do 20. I don't know if I can do 250.
Yeah.
QVC Dan.
But
I
I'm
don't
working
know.
on it.
I think I'm up to like 30 or 40 off of whatever you did the other day there,
Well,
Dan.
just imagine if we weren't in a niche. If you look at all the videos on YouTube, which we all do, some people, they're in one day they get like 100,000 hits and things. It's just crazy on a lot of stuff. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
I didn't even look and see how many views that stupid video's got.
I mean, Google AdSense every
$179.
month. If I get donations plus a little tiny bit from the ads, I get a little bit of money, which I'm jumping up and down. Now, just imagine if I was as big as Joel or Uncle Jesse, the amount of money coming in would be unreal. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But it's a lot of work to keep the people coming back, though.
Agreed. Again.
Yeah.
Editing takes a long time, and I fly through it in like 3 hours, and it still is a long time.
Yeah,
and then you get as big as
editing.
You get as big as Joel, and you get yourself an editor to do all the editing for you.
Well, if you get big enough, then yeah, you can hire somebody.
You know what? I wish that there was a way that there could be like, groups of creators that just outsource their editing to like one person who's just good at it, and that's what they do.
One person couldn't handle everybody because it takes too much time. Every time I do a video, I cut out an hour or two of footage because I film so much stuff and I can't make it work. So I pick and choose and play it and cut it and put it together. And, I'm slowly learning as I go.
My problem is I videotape about 2 hours worth of footage, start editing, edit out about, an hour and 90 minutes. Yes, I know that's over. And that's my point is I end up going, I hate all of this, scrapping it all and restarting from scratch.
Yeah, I use Movie Studio Platinum, and I can drag a section and crunch it and time lapse it. But somebody said I could export that, bring it back in, and crunch it again. But I've never learned how to do it.
You can just set the time. What are you using for an editor?
Movie Studio Platinum 17.
Never heard of it.
Okay. It used to call Vegas Pro or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that the old? I want to say Adidas. What was the old Avid?
I'm not sure. I pay like $160 for it. Then every year I get the next version for like $50 and add to it. You can do a million things with it. I just don't know how. But, any of the fancy stuff that you see on some people's videos, most editors will do it. You just have to know how to do it.
Yeah. I want to try, now that I got to do it, I haven't downloaded it yet. I want to try, I use Final Cut Pro more because I bought it years ago. They gave me a sale on it for like $150. So I bought Final Cut Pro, but I want to try the Black Magic one again. Because now that
the DaVinci
on my old Mac, because it just wasn't ballsy enough, but this one should be.
I've never sold anything on Etsy other than one sticker, so I think when I get a minute today or tomorrow, I'm going to make everything 50% off. Have a sale. See, maybe I can sell my stuff then.
I sold like 3 little rolling stick things on Etsy years ago and gave up after that.
A friend of mine here in town has his printers broke down, and he asked me if I could print a couple of his Etsy store items. And he says, buy you a bottle of resin. So I looked to see what he's selling them for. It's like, dude, I'll just do them for free when I get them done. If you buy me a bottle of resin, you're spending more money than you're making. So it's not a big deal.
Yeah, you can't compete with Etsy now that they allow stuff from China and stuff to go on there.
Well, yeah, but it all depends who sees your site. And where you advertise that and who sees it. I
never could get it set up right. Like I said, I think I sold 3 little things off of it.
And my slate tile, Dan, I was buying off Amazon. I was buying a bunch of them for like $13 or $14. And it sounds like you're getting a better deal at Walmart. I accidentally bought some that were already pre-engraved. It's like, oh, God, they had a metal rack. And I'm like, okay, I'll throw away the metal rack and I'll burn on these tiles.
Are you looking for these, Jerry?
Yeah, like that. And then I have
tiles?
some round. Slate.
Okay, if you're looking for the slate tiles, go to Michael's Crafts. Go there. That's where I bought these. They come in a giant box, and you get individual boxes, and each one of these boxes has 4 stacks of prepackaged 4 with a nice little wrap. So if you do a set of coasters for someone and on 4s, you have this nice little wrap to rewrap it with when you're done.
Yeah.
And you can get them for significantly less than what Walmart is selling them for.
Yeah, I try to put pictures on slate, and they don't come out very good. But logos and stuff work fine, but pictures don't look good on slate.
Yeah. They really do grayscale on slate.
Yeah. I haven't used my K40 since December, basically. I did a print about a week ago, and I've got a laser from Comgrow on my Ender 3 that's in the middle of a video that I got to work on. So,
yeah, I just upgraded the board on mine.
What's that, Shane?
I literally just upgraded the board on mine. Oh, where's the old one?
Your K40?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a what do you call it? Gerbil, mini Gerbil.
Gerbil.
Yeah, I got a cohesion board.
Yep. Can't wait, man. Can't wait.
Only
to do
needing
some stuff
two
with that.
axes. Only needing 2 axes. I don't want to be out that kind of money for the cohesion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to support an American company, so.
The cohesion board is a nice board. If I
Oh.
get the chance to get the K40,
Almost
I'll get it.
everything in your house came from Asia,
Are you sure about that?
China, everything, just about.
Yeah, sure.
Came from Da Nang.
Any of the fun stuff, anyways.
I own plenty of things that are from the United States. So.
Mylan, hey man, what's going on? Bob, what's up?
Lightspeed, what's going on?
Built over Bob.
Probably not gonna last much longer. So
Red light. Mr. Wilson, of course. Mr. David Wilson. Hello, sir. Hey, I have not gotten anything yet, Mr. Wilson. So if you sent them, I haven't checked the box today. So if they're in the mail, they could be in my P.O. box. If you sent them there, if you sent them to my house, they haven't shown up yet. So
Red Light, are you on my Facebook group?
what?
I was asking Red Light if he's on my Facebook group because if you go to the About section, it's got all my links and all that stuff in there. It's got Etsy. I don't know it right offhand. On this computer. Let me see if I can find it. I think I can just type in 3D HP on Etsy and it'll take me to it. Yeah, just type in 3D HP on Etsy and it takes you to it. But I'm going to have a sale on a lot of stuff. I'm not sure about what I'm going to.
those won't hold.
Yeah, 3D HP.
Here, I can break them off that easily.
David Wilson, how you doing?
Slightly distracted.
What's that? Oh, I was hoping to win the filament the other day, Mike, and I didn't get it. Damn it! I wanted to get 3 more rolls from you.
Oh, you wanted another 3 rolls?
Yeah, sure. I always got room.
There you go, Llama.
What?
Fistful of filament I'm going to send you.
Oh, holy crap!
It's 200
That's like
grams.
half the freaking roll.
That's 200 grams.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is it? TPU looks pretty flimsy.
Yeah.
It is.
TPU.
Cool.
We were having that discussion. He's having issues with it, so he's going to send me some to see if I have issues with it, or if it's just him having issues.
Yeah. Yeah, it says 1 kilogram, and that's about 200 grams off of it. So,
Yeah,
Mr. Wilson, yes, David, he did mention a filament that has 2 colors based on heat. He did mention that.
let's throw it in the freaking envelope.
When you get a haircut, Dan, looks good.
Thank you, sir. Oh, a while ago.
Okay.
I think I'm going to shave my head for April again. For April Fools. A year ago, I did it.
You know, all you people when you're getting your haircuts, you know, why not just let it grow out and have like a luscious mane?
I don't really like my hair.
If I let my hair grow out, it's white, and I'm pretty much bald on top. That's why I shave it. My beard, I was white like Santa Claus with a beard.
my hair gets curly like this. I get curly hair, so that's the reason why I don't let it grow out too far.
Mine's not so much curly, but it puffs. The longer it gets, the farther out it goes. It gets long, but it goes out too.
Here's that Etsy link. Anybody wants to see what little bit I have on there and what I'm charging.
Oh, there's Llama's address.
But there's the link there.
Oh, I need to go get ideas of price so I can go undercut you. I kid, Jerry. I don't do the same things you do.
Well, everybody has to get their ideas somewhere, and the world's a big place, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like somebody does a video and somebody else says, "Oh, I just did a video like it." So what? It's a big world. Everybody can do similar things. Things are hot one week and they're not hot the next week.
Who's freaking out about what this time?
Gone back and saw someone else's video after mine even, and I'll go back and edit mine and put a link to theirs and say, hey, they did one too. Check it out.
Yeah.
Fans, are you looking for fans there, Dan?
OnlyFans. That's what he's looking for. OnlyFans. To send him money.
Yeah. No, I'm looking for.
He's selling them
like
feet
10.
pics.
A buddy of mine hit me up. He's like, "Hey, so I need you to print me some stuff." I said, "Okay." So I'm printing him some stuff. I'm just trying to find the damn file for the one thing so I can redo what I just did. So I'm gonna try printing it straight off the SD card. I'm trying to see if maybe I got a bad SD card in my Pi, because things seem to print and then all of a sudden the layers are not shifting, but it doesn't seem like it's lifting up high enough for each layer, and some layers are getting smashed into the bed, the other layers aren't. And I tried leveling the bed several times, and when I run a bed level, it's not super warped. So
Yeah, I ordered that 10 rolls of filament for $100 Saturday from GST 3D. They had a special 10 per 100 free shipping. And I figured I would have got an email today if they'd ship, but I haven't got an email yet, so I guess they're busy. Then I tried to email them, or I tried to call them. Their mailbox was full or something, so I don't know.
Isn't that like? I know they have a version of it, or like a branch of their company in Florida, but isn't that like the Brazilian company?
I think they got like 2 or 3 different locations around the world. Yes, somebody was telling me about it, or actually, Astro Printer told me about it, and he heard about it from Daniel with Makers Hub, and Daniel said he's got their filament all over his. Huh?
Which place is this?
GST 3D. I'm looking at their website now. GST3D.com. Global Solutions Technology is what GST stands for. I don't have many teeth, so a lot of times my words come out wrong, so it's hard to tell what you're hearing me say.
Oh, no, I think I just missed it.
Okay. But yeah, Daniel has a ton of their filament. He says he loves it. So yeah, I'll give him a shot. 10 rolls for $100. Because ever since this thing has happened for the last year, everything that I was paying $15.99 for is now $21.99, as you all know. Everything went up
Wait a
price.
second. PLA, $10 a spool?
And
Yeah.
there's a video you can watch here on the site. It shows their process.
Holy cow. I am going to order. Yeah, I'm going to order 100
Yeah, I haven't
bucks.
tried it. They haven't shipped yet, but I hear it's good stuff from one guy.
Oh, they have yellow.
Perfect. Exactly what you need.
Yellow. So
You know what? Yeah,
That'll
I'm
work.
going to get 10. I'm going to get, you know what? Let's just say, let's say 15 of them. No, I don't want 115. 15. Is shipping free, or do I have to pay for shipping?
I believe it's free shipping.
Holy cow.
Free shipping
Well,
over
really?
$100 or something.
I wish I'd have known that when they had the extra $100.
what brand is it?
It's their own brand, GST 3D. They make it.
Who?
GS3D.
Global Solutions Technology, GST 3D. They're out of Florida and a couple other locations.
Never heard of them.
They only make PLA Plus. That
You
part,
get PLA Plus for
Well,
$10
I
a
think
roll
I
if
have
you buy
heard of
10
that.
rolls.
Apparently, it's made in the United States too. So they say that right at the top.
Yeah, they're made in Florida.
Well, it's saying $12 a roll when I'm trying to add it to my cart. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with this. Is it only certain colors, or?
It's a 10 times deal. Here, I'll throw it
You
in
gotta
the.
buy 10 rolls to get the $10.
Yeah, you just
yeah,
said
the first
15.
picture there you look at.
Yeah, so I'm putting in 15 for my quantity, and I'm hitting add
Yeah.
to cart.
Yeah, because
Gotta
you're,
be 10s.
you're choosing 15. 10 and 15 are different numbers.
Yeah, happy
So-
St. Patrick's Day offer. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Okay,
It's a
so
limited time
exactly.
offer.
Add to cart.
The other,
Oh, I guess this does say 12. Well, that's weird. On the homepage, it says $10 each kilogram. But when you click into it, it's 12.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I thought it was something to do with 15 there because it's a
and
pack
the yellow,
price 10 deal.
yellow says they got 251 in stock. You're the pretty
Oh,
picture.
wait a second. They have the St. Patrick's Day deal. If you click on it down at the bottom, it has the $10 price. Let's see.
Yeah, like I'm looking at the one at the top here. It's packed times 10. It says PLA $10 each.
Okay, I am ordering 20 spools.
Nice.
And if anybody watching can't understand where we're talking about, if Tom don't care, I'll post it in chat.
I posted it already in chat.
Okay, we both did.
Can you see it on
Yeah.
your end?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can see it where you posted it. I posted right below you on YouTube.
That's all right.
Here, let me delete mine.
Oh, now it's showing up. Okay.
Don't
there it
even
goes.
bother. Just leave it there.
Yeah, if you click on my link to go there instead of Shane's, you'll get faster shipping.
Sure you will.
But they're not affiliate links or nothing. We're not associated with the company. It just sounds like a good deal, so why not?
$10 a spool. That's a great deal. That's a freaking great deal.
Yeah,
Good.
Tech, I wanted a deal from them. They sent me some resin to try out, some Tenacious and some Fast Spray, and I wanted to buy some more. And they said, sure, order from our website. We'll give you 10% off. I can buy it cheaper on Amazon and get free shipping, so I can't do that. It's cheaper, 10% off through them plus pay shipping, or go to Amazon and pay less because they run deals on Amazon all the time.
Huh. Okay.
So
That's
I'm
like a
going to turn my
yellow.
boot warmer into freaking filament dryer.
Yeah,
That is the yellow.
hard.
I'm not kidding you. That's what I'm doing right now. So I can dry out my polycarbonate.
Hey, Mike. That is the yellow that it is.
That's okay.
I'm confused.
You know, that's a nice like, medium urine, right?
Yeah.
Medium
Easter
urine.
yellow.
That's a good way to put it.
Urine yellow.
I think there's a color. I think that color is of the tile of the old bathroom.
Called cow juice. It's cow juice, huh? Off-road access. Howdy.
We're gonna hold it all together somehow.
Actually, I might even be able to grab one.
Yeah, build over bought. I'll have to wait and see if I like their stuff. I can't be a reseller. I don't want to be a reseller, but I can be an affiliate for a company, but I have to like their products before I can be an affiliate. And I don't have any room to be a reseller. Come on. If you've ever seen look behind me. So
Hey, I could find some reseller space if they want to send me some product. I'll be more than happy to push it out the door for them. I can find space.
so much competition, and filament's a hard thing. Would be a hard thing
You
to
are
do.
correct, sir.
Being addicted to cocaine and then trying to sell cocaine is probably not a good idea.
Yeah, that's just like being a pothead and selling weed don't mix either.
Yeah, it does. That's what I used to do.
It's kind of hard to sell it when you're smoking most of it.
Oh, yeah, but I never smoked most of it. I only sold what I needed to basically get free pot.
I only sold enough to get it for free. All right, leave me alone.
Literally, that's what I did when I was in high school. When I ran it out, that's when I got another quarter pound.
Oh no. We have a badass over here.
That's what I used to do. It's like people would come up to me, you got any? It's like, no, I still got mine. So I'll be, give me a couple more days to run out and I'll go get another quarter pound. That's what I did. I'd get a quarter pound and sell 3 ounces and keep 1 ounce.
Okay, my order has been placed.
Nice.
That's an awful lot of material. This is a great deal.
Kitty cat. Meow. Meow.
No, he doesn't want anything to do with that.
He's like, you keep them meows to yourself, buddy. I'm running away.
This may actually freaking work. You guys you'll get a kick out of this. So here is my new boot warmer filament dryer. It's a box with a couple holes cut in the bottom and a boot warmer stuck into the holes.
Nice.
As long as it don't melt it, it'll work fine. Yeah.
It doesn't get that hot. It only gets to like 80 or 90 degrees.
All right. Xbox.
It's just a box sitting on top. It's literally just sitting on it.
My son had the original Xbox back in the day, where it had the red ring of death. And he mailed it off. You seen an ad in the magazine. He mailed it out off to a company back east. When he got it back, we opened it up to see what they did. They used electrical tape and cardboard to fix it.
Unbelievable. So they didn't actually fix it.
Well, no, it
Yeah,
worked.
I remember there was people who would stick them in their toaster ovens. They do
Yeah,
something where they wrap
cooling
the
it.
thing in towels to overheat it and reflow it, kind of. It was weird. People were terrible with those things.
Yeah, that's unleaded solder is what the actual one of the actual causes. It was that, and then the metal plate that they had in them, it would warp when it would get heat up. Like the early versions, they would warp, and the second version was the more so the bad solder.
Hey, I gotta hop off. Good seeing everybody, though.
See ya. Good luck.
Later, good sir.
Take care.
So let
And
us know.
thanks for pointing out that deal. That was awesome.
No problem. We all help,
Hey,
we all
let us
help
know.
each other out whenever we can.
That's my new filament dryer. It's a box on top of a boot dryer with some holes cut in the bottom. I think it's going to work just fine.
Yeah, I had to watch your video 3 times, Tom. The first time I skipped through it, and then I watched it and missed it, but I eventually found it.
Oh, where Dan's logo is?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just fast forward because you'll miss it.
I figured it was something you were going to say in the video.
No, I just did that as more of a joke. And then I did it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a hold of Dan. We're going to do a giveaway because of it. And I knew Dan would go for it.
Oh, yeah.
I hate when people have giveaways where they interview somebody on the stream and then at the end of they say at a certain time in the stream I asked him this question, what's the answer? Because non-fam always gets it right. Non-fam is always watching it and he remembers everything. Yeah. 2 streams, I had a paper and a pen on. I wrote down all the details throughout the stream. Then when they asked 2 questions, I had it written down, but I typed the wrong thing.
Yeah, because that's the other thing is I won't do the who's ever first bull crap.
Yeah, I'd rather spin the wheel.
There's too much. For one, there's too much internet lag. Some people can be freaking minutes behind others.
Yeah.
And it's just not.
On Liam's, you have to be watching on Facebook because Facebook is always quicker than YouTube. Because 9 times out of 10, it's a Facebook person that wins that.
I will never do the who answers first bullshit.
Nightbot.
Answer it quick now, and I'll collect all the people with the right answer, and then, spin a wheel or whatever. I'll never do that first person to answer because it all depends on whose internet is connected to what. It's not fair.
Nightbot's not good to use because on the back end, if you've used Nightbot, you can edit people and you can change things. So that's not good to use Nightbot.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
So I'd rather spin the wheel. And then when I spin the wheel, I always want to scroll up and down everybody that's there. So if you're watching and you missed it, you can go back. And when the person scrolled it, you'll see your name there somewhere. You all right, Dan?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
I'm on that website looking at the filament colors now to see.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't got a notification that they've shipped yet, so I
It looks
figured
like there's a lot of colors that are currently out of stock.
Everybody's
They don't
buying
have
it up.
anything for the gold or the silver they have. The gold they didn't.
For
Fluorescent orange.
I hate white, but I ordered 10 white for droid building. I wanted all white.
Wish I had $100 above.
Well, I don't, but I did.
Light blue, violet, brown, violet.
I went over and done some work for my son today. I had to work on his roof. The wind blew off a bunch of shingles and had to tar a bunch of them down and patch it. And when I got all done, he goes, "What owe you?" Well, the $47 for parts. And how about $25? I was there for like 2.5 hours. He goes, "Okay." And then about 20 minutes later, I changed my mind. Instead of transferring me 80, just transfer me 100. And I'm thinking about it. I didn't charge you enough. So I probably kind of pissed him off. But I changed my mind on how much I wanted. But
hey, you won't be asked to do that job again.
So, well, my people say, well, why do you charge your son to do side work? It's because my son's an adult and he's capable of doing stuff for himself. And if he wants daddy to the rescue, daddy usually charges him. But I'm reasonable. I mean, my dad died when I was 17 years old and I had to figure out life for myself. So my son's 32 and
He still hasn't figured it out.
Well, he can do a lot of things, but a lot of things he doesn't want to do or doesn't want to figure out. So,
Yep. It's like my mother. She never wants to figure anything out. She just wants you to do it for her. It's like, Mom, it's easy. Figure it out.
I do side work for my sister and her husband. I charge her $25 an hour, which is cheap.
Yeah, I got to talk to 3D Maker Greg and Zolan about making antennas. So I've got this antenna here for doing the 1090. The airplane stuff, and I need to figure out how to actually make these things stay together. I got to remember that it's over here so I can actually ask some questions.
Yeah, build over bought. I'm retired. I have the only income. I owned this house 12 years before I ever met my wife, so anything I do is all on me. That's why I've got the biggest room in the house. I pay for and own everything. She doesn't contribute.
Hey Tim.
DeWitt 3D, what's going on? Tim's having a big giveaway next Sunday night at 6 o'clock Pacific.
Did he do a stream last night at all?
Yes, he did.
Ah, I completely missed it.
I was there. I caught about an hour of it, half hour of it, hour of it.
So the box is about 75 degrees now, and it's 68 degrees now. So it's heating up.
So how you guys going to feel if I either stream or record and put out some video content of me working on cars? Doesn't matter. I'm doing it.
Anything and everything on your channel, whatever
exactly.
content
That's
is.
what I said. My channel's all about everything. And
because people Google things, they don't specifically go to your channel. Usually, they just Google something, and these people pop up and they watch them.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a '93 Jeep Grand Cherokee that needs a water pump. I'm going to take and do a video on replacing that. I had to get a couple of tools so that I can do it right. The nice part is I bought the tools off of Amazon, which means Amazon affiliate links will be in the descriptions of those videos because I can do that.
Yeah, Lightspeed, all my love is from my two dogs. They're both female and they sleep with me.
Affiliate link. I need to do that.
I rarely get a hug from my wife.
Well, she gives you a hug, two hands around your throat.
Oh, yeah, she does it for the camera. When you guys are streaming, she'll go, oh, hi, everybody, kind of lean on me, give me a hug. Then she goes back to the bedroom, watches TV.
She gives you hugs like this.
Yeah.
Two hands around the throat.
SryTech resin, DeWitt, is the best resin on the planet. I love SryTech resin, and I've tried 6 or 7 different ones. Never had a problem with SryTech. I love it. And the cheapest they have on Amazon right now is their clear. I don't love clear, but it prints perfect, and it's like $6 cheaper than the gray. And this model right here, Tim, was printed in SryTech with Tenacious mixed in it. This is all SryTech. Oops. Except for the 2 hands and 1 leg, which was 3DRS resin here in the U.S. The rest is SryTech.
I can smell that electric heater freaking yuck smell.
I have no idea where
that's your boot warmer heating up your filament.
Yeah, I don't remember where the hell I put the failed SryTech stuff that I had. I've got completely different opinions on that stuff.
Wow.
I want to get some of that freaking filament that Lightspeed got from Sweden.
I've got another resin printer coming Friday.
Glittery black is awesome.
Chris Travis, you are correct, sir. Anything I buy and use in a video will be considered a tax write-off. You are correct because it's being used for content creation purposes, and that's one of the many businesses that are blanketed under the name.
Yeah, the Fast Gray is what I just tried. I'm working on a video with this model for SryTech right now, but I'm sitting here talking to you guys, so I'm not working on the video. I got like 3 different. I got 3 different videos I've taped content for in OBS, but I haven't finished any of them.
Hey, I'm working really, really, really hard right now.
Yeah, just
How's your mom doing, Tom?
Just
we'll get surgery next week, but they're putting it off.
Is she up and about much, or just kind of sits around watches TV, or what's her?
Yeah, I mean, she's only got the room in the basement. I mean, she came upstairs to take a shower today. The only real problem is the shower's all the way up here. She moves around. She went to the doctor today.
How old is she?
She's got a skin disease on her legs that keeps eating away at her skin.
Wow.
They literally can't figure out what it is. She's had it for a few years now, and it comes and goes, and they've tried ointments and drugs. And there's this new kid doctor that she got that's part of the these doctors, and it's like a group of them. And this kid came in and was like, watching. He's literally a student and toaster expert. And anyways, he left and came back in the room. The doctor all looking at him like,
Hey, what's going on?
There's some fungus and that he's thinking she might have, and really the only way to get rid of it is to operate and do a skin graft.
Are you a Spawn fan, Lightspeed?
The what?
Are you a Spawn fan?
No.
All right.
I don't play video games, and I don't watch sports. So.
Yeah.
It's not a video game or a sport. It was.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah,
It's
my wife
Spawn.
hasn't seen this yet.
Comic book character.
It's like a card. It's a
Take a look.
comic
Look.
book character.
I just checked out your Etsy store, Jerry. That was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I got like a million things to put on there, but my prices are high, and I think they're fair, but I haven't made no sales, so I'm gonna have like a 25 or 30% off, and maybe I'll get more hits. I don't know.
It is hard work.
Who's that in your background, Jerry? Who's that?
My wife?
Oh, that's your wife?
Yeah, Brandy, Betty Boot 45.
Can you give Jerry a hug?
Yeah,
That's
there
what
you go.
Dan
It's
said
what
earlier.
Dan said.
That's what Dan said. You put your hands around my throat.
Hey,
That's her
while
kind of
you're
hug.
here,
Her hug is
She's not happy that I shaved.
what's that filament you're getting from Sweden?
Oh boy.
It was like $12 a roll by the time you got it shipped and everything, right?
No, well, it was on Black Friday. Black Friday was $12 a roll, but it was it's Ad North.
Ad North. How much? Because you said if you get 10 rolls, it's worth it, kind of deal.
So if you get over $100, you get free shipping. So, and the spools are they're $20 a spool, and they're basically exact copies of Filamentum.
Leave
Yeah.
it.
marketed at
Tom,
750s though,
make
not
big.
the full.
So basically,
10
5
foot
spools for $100, and you're good.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
still kind of cheap.
well, when you consider it like the last order or one order I placed, I bought 15 spools from them, and I ordered a fan from TH3D on the same day, and these came in 3 days, and the fan came in 2 months. So, like, it's incredible how fast they get it here because they use FedEx.
Yeah.
Wow.
FedEx International is not FedEx. That's one thing I've learned dealing with Max from OmniDrop.
Right.
When he sends me stuff from FedEx International, he ships it on a Sunday, which is his Monday. And I
Right.
get it Tuesday. From
Right.
Germany.
Yeah,
it's-
Steven,
I
don't
don't
you know
where
the lady?
Huh?
Don't you know the lady that won my printer the other day? I think she lives in Arizona. I think you know her.
I don't know. I remember I was watching. I don't know her though. I don't
Oh,
think.
okay.
I mean, I'd like to get to know her. I mean, look, I just met a guy that has a Railcore that lives down the street from me. He has 2 Prusas and a badass Railcore that he cannot get to make a Benchy. So
Wow.
he must have spent $4,000 or maybe more on this printer. All aluminum, everything. The panels are aluminum, and he can't get it to finish a Benchy. So
He built it though, right?
he did. So I went down and I gave him. I had an SLS fan duct from Petsfang. So I had a Petsfang SLS printed fan duct. I gave him aluminum fan brackets, and I gave him a spool. I gave him some of the Ad North that I had to kind of like, I don't know, help him out. He was about ready to throw it in the middle of the freeway. So, and it's still got something wrong with it. I think his belts aren't tight or it's not aligned or something. There's something structurally wrong with it because I ran the same G code on my printer. I get a perfect Benchy, and then he has the same fan duct, hot end, He has the LGX Bondtech, same thing I have. So everything's pretty much identical, and the same filament, and it comes out looking like shit. So something's goofy, but I need to go over there. He wants me to go over and take a look at it, or he said maybe on Saturday he's considering just bringing it here and let me play with it for a little while. But my rail core it took me 6 months to get that printer to print right. Mm-hmm. So
it took me about the same to get mine.
They're just, and I mean, in hindsight, I learned a lot. I spent a lot, but they're tinkering machines. They're not, the dataless is what you buy if you want it to print out of the box, but this is not a dataless,
Yeah.
I got a Core XY from Ziltech, a kit that I built, and, the belts are a pain in the ass to try to tighten on it. So,
well, I'm like this close. I've been bouncing around on a printer idea, so I was going to buy a DIY core from 3D Fused, but they seem really disjointed and they don't really seem like they know exactly what. They're really slow to respond. I mean, it sounds like a company that's going out of business almost, maybe. I don't know.
Well, when I built this, I didn't get no instructions. This extrusion was cut and I got lots of parts, and it's like, here, get on the internet, figure it out for yourself. So
what is that, Shane?
This is it's called the feature creep. Zachmon here. He was in here earlier.
String drive.
Is that the string thing, huh?
Yep.
So I went from the DIY core, the 500 millimeter DIY core, and I was almost dead set on doing it, but then he kind of was slow to respond, and it kind of spooked me a little bit for sending him a couple $1,000 for a frame and no electronics. So then I started looking at the Muldex or the Muledex. The IDEX printer, and then I went on Philostruder and I saw the tool changer is $2,700, and I think I'm going to get that. The only thing I don't like about it is the build volume sucks on it, but it's like a 200 by 300.
Yeah.
Well, I got the Hypercube, the 445. I wish it would have been 500. Then you can do pretty much anything, but.
Well, I keep hearing that the 500, so DIY core has a 500, and I keep hearing that the belts are so long that it's a struggle to get them tensioned properly.
Huh.
And you get lots of ringing and stuff because the belts have to be, massive, right? Like massive. I think they're 1,400 millimeters long or something. Like they're way long.
They're 9mm belts, though. They're not 6s.
Chris, they are 6s, Mama.
No, they're 9. DIY core 9mm belts.
On the DIY core?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, even more tension you got to have. Bigger belt, bigger tension, right? So.
Yeah, no.
I like the tool changer. I watched all the video series of the building it, and it looks like a fun build, if nothing else.
The tool changer, the thing about it now is with Filament Frenzy, sticking with it, I mean, if you see some of the stuff he's getting he like everything, he's tuned the crap out of it.
Yeah.
And you should be able to just download one of his freaking profiles for it.
Yeah, that's kind of the fun though, Like I want to buy the microscope for it because that's key. Like the key to getting good prints on it is you have to have that microscope, and it basically centers the nozzle over it, and it makes sure every tool is hitting the spot perfectly every time. Yeah. And because otherwise what you get is a bunch, like Chris Riley just built his tool changer and tried to print a Benchy. It doesn't work like that because you have to tune every X and Y and every Z movement for every tool head perfectly. And it has to be it has to be absolutely perfection so that it hits the marks every time and it's not overlaying each other, But
I don't even think Riley uses his anymore.
I know I should email him and ask him if he wants to sell it.
Yeah, Build Over Bought, I believe her name was Sandra, and you told me before she worked for you. She lives in Arizona, I believe, I forget, but I think it was Arizona. I got it written down somewhere.
But yeah, the tool changer sounds kind of cool. The only thing I don't like about it is I wish they had and I know they're not going to, but I wish they had a mosquito tool for it because
they do.
They don't. You have to build it.
Well,
so.
Yeah, but they're out there. I mean,
well, I thought how cool would it be to have the new Magnum Plus, like one tool be the Magnum Plus, and then have a regular Magnum, and then have 2 mosquitoes.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
You could pretty much put anything on there because CNC Kitchen has his now with 2 Chimeras and 2 Omnia drops on it.
Oh yeah, I don't like the Chimera. So for $2,700, it comes with the Chimera.
Yeah,
but I don't know that I like it.
You can get it without any extrusion. You can get just the plate. Get whatever.
I like the idea of it coming with all the wiring, though. You know, like the wiring harness. But I don't know, man. I have and then I have this feeling that like they're going to come out with a new one pretty soon, and that's going to piss me off.
No.
I think they're
honest. I'm surprised they haven't given up on it altogether. I mean, what is this, the 3rd or 4th printer, and they last a year or 2 and they get rid of them. Hell, the last of the big box didn't even last 6 months.
Well, I think they're just now starting to sell them because, like, you know, the first ones had Titan extruders on them, and those things are just garbage, man. I mean, they have 800 millimeter Bowden tubes. You know, those are huge boat. That's what the Artemis has, and that makes them so slow, man. That's horrible. But I think the Chimera is definitely a huge upgrade for sure. But I've never used the Chimera, so I'm not totally sure if I like it or not. But
I get
really well. It's just heavy as piss.
Yeah, it's heavy, but it does really good at prints. I don't have anything. That's what I got in my rail for.
Good. I loved my Chimeras. If it weren't for the Omni drops, these would all still have Chimeras on it.
So I'm pretty sure if you look at the Bondtech LGX, if you look at that video that I took it apart, that motor as a pancake motor with that same exact spur, it's almost, I'm positive it's an identical spur gear to the E3D one. I bet you could take their pancake motor and put it on the Chimera. So light up a little bit.
Yeah, but the Chimera has one of the bearings built into the motor case.
If I wanted to print my droid parts much faster on my Hypercube CR10 Max or CR10, what size nozzle should I use, and what would I have to change other than temperature? I use a 0.4 brass on everything stock.
Well, I like a 0.8 is my favorite nozzle for sure.
I use a 0.6 for almost everything.
A 0.6?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a 0.6 on my Artemis. It kind of depends on the printer, you know? Like, because if the hot end can keep up with it, you know, 0.8, you know, you have to slow down because if you have a standard hot end and it can't keep up with it, you're just going to...
The heater can't keep up with a 0.8. It's the problem I found with this and the Chimeras. I had 0.8s on the Chimeras and the heater block just couldn't keep up with it if I printed anything over like 50, 60 millimeters a second.
So if I'm printing with a 0.6 nozzle on a stock Creality machine, basically, I got to crank my temp up 5 or 10 degrees. And if my layer heights are normally 0.20, because that's perfect for most things, what could I crank it up to? 0.30, what? I don't know.
You could probably go to 0.40, but you're going to have to slow your print speed down because the hot end won't be able to melt the plastic fast enough.
Yeah, like when you get, I mean, even this, like this printer was built for speed, and even this vase at 0.6 layers, I mean, you have to slow the extrusion down a lot, because otherwise, what happens is it pushes the filament out, and then it just drags it like a trailer, you know. And all these gaps. The first time I printed it, I left it at 100 millimeters a second, and it was just dragging filament all over the place. Mm-hmm. So, but this
thing, do a test cube and practice on test cubes, right, to get your numbers right.
Yeah, on a stock Creality, I mean, the Crealities are, you know, everybody takes those and cranks them up, but they're firmware limited to, you know, you can't take them that fast anyways. I think the accelerations are like at what 500, I think, right? So
I print everything usually at 60 millimeters a second. It's I printed in PETG. I'll show you in a minute, but I got a droid base over here. It's like this, but a lot bigger. It's for an upcoming video project we're doing on a live stream. And I printed for like 4.5 days, and I had under extrusion. So now when I grab it, I can squeeze it like a sponge. It's trash. It's PETG.
Yeah. Well, quality on those printers. The slower you go, the better it's going to turn out, probably. Unless you got a hot end that's designed, you know, to push some serious plastic out. Oh shit, yeah.
See, that's big enough for my head. And it's garbage. I mean, I can squeeze it.
Why'd you let it finish? I mean, I can see from here that it's not good shape.
It was having a stringing problem, so I was trying to work out my stringing, and I just let it print. But anyway.
Is it single wall?
No, my layers are 644 on everything I do with like 10% infill.
No, how many shells though?
6 top, 4 bottom, 4 outside. I slice with simplified 3D, not Cura.
Four outside?
Yeah.
So it's pretty much solid then.
Yeah, 4 outside, 4 bottom, 6 top, 0.20 layer height.
I don't know. At 60 millimeters a second, it should have been able to do that. I don't know what temp you were printing at, but
235 and 70 on the bed.
yeah, that's probably too cold for that. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Low for PETG.
Yeah, too cold for PETG, right?
Yeah, most of them, especially.
I don't print any PETG unless it's 255. That's like the lowest. 255, but for atomic, anyways. But
And then PLA, I print everything in PLA at 210.
Yeah, Pet G. The last time I printed that, I think was at like 240, but that was like the max that printer could do because of the PTFE. So
I think 235, 240 is about what I print PETG at.
yeah, and I think
70 on the bed.
you can get away with it if you're going slow.
Yeah, and then also people got to remember your thermistor. Everybody's thermistors are different. You know, I could be printing it at 235, and you could be printing it at 250, and it could actually be the same temperature.
yeah,
I mean, our thermistors are not that accurate, and the higher you go in temperature, the more inaccurate they become.
Well, I need to work on some videos, guys, so I need to run, but everybody have a great night, all right?
1 second before you hop off. So I do have Tech resin, and just as a heads up, the simple stuff I know for a fact, you know, because that's what I have, is very hygroscopic. So when you do a print with, if you decide to go with that stuff, like the simple stuff, don't let it, because you're in a desert, so it probably doesn't matter. But like if you're in a humid area like where I'm at, that stuff will just like explode and crumble apart.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's, you know, just like a word to warning for people who are doing this as a resin. Like, don't get it wet, and if it's humid, try and get a coating on it before.
Is that a water washable resin or what?
No, this is the Tech Simple.
Yeah. Okay. Like this model here, everything was hollowed except for the hands on this model. And let's see what else. The hands and the head, everything else was hollowed. I put holes in everything, and then I completely wash everything out in green mean IPA. Then I dry it out 100% before I cure it.
Yeah.
And I've never had a part blow up on me, and I love Strytech.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I ran into with it. So, you know, I think that's what it was, is the moisture. I think that's what.
It's hygroscopic though, huh? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the one piece that I had, I know I washed. I don't know if I washed them all, but I know I left them outside, and there's a couple of pieces that got kind of dusty. It was a windy day, so I just washed it off. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna, pack these up and send them out, and yeah, they just kind of exploded. And I had
Were they hollow?
The one piece was solid because I forgot to hollow it out, but the other pieces were hollow.
And the ones that were hollow have to be completely dried out on the inside before you try to cure them, or that'll happen.
Yeah, like they're all cured and they look perfectly fine.
Okay.
I probably over cured it a little bit, but beyond that, like all of them, like when I washed the outside, they kind of just all cracked.
I take my air or my compressor in the garage, and I blow them out for a while to try to dry them out, and then I just shake them real hard, see if I got any droplets of water the next day, and if I don't, then I'll cure them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Alrighty then. You guys have a good night.
See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.
I almost got my toaster ready to start, guys.
Oh, it's actually live now?
No, I got it from the Google Drive.
Uh,
Are you guys Patreon supporters or no?
no.
Yeah. How big are you
Not yet.
Shane?
Well, the biggest printers that I have are the Railcore and the CR10.
And the feature creep. Oh, actually, no, the feature creep's only what, 300, right?
Well, feature creep's smaller. It's 215 by 215.
So you gonna go wall to wall, Shane, or what?
I'm gonna give it a shot. I'll probably I give it a shot. I kind of want to throw it on the Creality one and throw like a 1mm nozzle or something on it, 0.8 or something. Just throw like a bigger nozzle.
The problem is you got all those tolerances to deal with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought about doing the same thing, but I don't want to lose the. If you go too big, it's gonna be hard to keep those tolerances in place.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if you expand it, if you make it larger, the tolerances expand with it, so you
Yeah.
can use a larger nozzle. So if you make it 200% size, you should be able to use, in theory, a 0.8 nozzle without any issues.
Well,
That's what I was kind of thinking.
so I was thinking about cheating,
In theory.
and breaking the model into parts.
I was thinking about that too, and making it really huge.
Because like in Prusa Slicer, you can hit objects, right, and it'll break them all into pieces, and then you can save the wings as separate STLs, and then snap them. You could probably at that scale you could snap them back into place, but it'd be risky for sure.
Or just splice them and put a pin in there somewhere where you could pin it together.
That's true too. You could drill and put like a 3mm screw in it or something, but I
The
don't.
other thing I was thinking about doing the minute I saw it, the first thing I wanted to do, the minute I saw it, I wanted to fold it up and I wanted to design wings and make it flying toasters from the old 70s.
Yeah. You know the problem with the wings though is the gears are built into it.
Yeah, I know, but you fold it up and then just have a slot and you print separate wings that would snap in. So
No, I know, but making the gear, breaking the wings off in Prusa Slicer, you have to print it breaks the gears out separately also, right? So you have to place those gears just perfectly so they print together properly. You know what I'm saying?
Because my idea maker would be better because you could just fold it down and you could just split it down a plane and it'll just.
Oh, well, you can do that. I know what you mean. Yeah, I was thinking about like in Prusa Slicer, you can break it into parts.
Yeah.
And so then you got the wings and the gears that go inside the wings.
Yeah, I haven't played around with multi-object things like that in 3D Builder, but I should. When that comes out, I might throw it in 3D Builder and just see if I can break it out like that. Because then I could just pull the whole wing assemblies out as their own pieces if it allows it to break down like that.
Well, I mean, like I said, in probably 3D Builder, but in Prusa Slicer, it's a built-in function. You can just hit objects, and it'll break every piece that was previously together. It'll break it out into a separate thing. I can share my screen with you and show you if you want.
Yeah, I've played around with that before, but I was kind of thinking just to keep that as one piece. I think you can just click on a thing and just delete it, so you can just kind of keep the parts that you want to keep together. So
you can just slice it too. I know you can do it in Prusa Slicer, just like you can do it in the Idea Maker, and I think Cura will too now. I think you can put a modifier in and just slice it on the edge of the modifier.
Yeah.
What's up, Dynamite?
I don't know how to do this, Llama, but.
You got it.
So you see how I broke it into all these pieces?
Mm-hmm.
So you could let me hold on a second. Let me go back. There you go. So that's one piece. So you can go to objects, split objects, and it dumps it all into pieces, and then you can select each piece. So like let's say you got rid of if you got rid of all this stuff, I mean, you could, that's kind of cool, huh?
It's actually very cool when you look at all the shit he did to build that thing.
Yeah, it's actually pretty clever, man. But
what would be really good is to take all of those pieces, like if you could snap them all together, print them all in completely different colors and like different materials.
Yeah,
and then make it.
That's what I was kind of thinking. So if you did this, and then here's the trick, though, right? So it's gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you center this, maybe you might be able to get close.
Are you able to join it back together before you do the?
Oh yeah. That's a good point. Actually, hold on a second.
Yeah.
So if I do,
there you go, right there.
And then if I select all and I say no, I say select or export. No.
Just slice it. And you're done.
No, hold on a second. So I can export this as the plate as an STL.
Yeah. Well, the way you have it right now, where you have everything selected, you should be able to move that to the center. You have to manually move it, but you can.
Yeah. Why can't I? Yeah, that's a good point too. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm an idiot. And then we go right click. No. And then we can go, let's see, let's select all. And we could go, it was already at 227%. So, I mean, you could get pretty
big.
Yeah.
The pins are coming off now. Yeah. It's too big to do a diagonal. It fits. The problem is the main body I don't think you can print.
Well, and the problem now is too, I don't exactly know what my scaling is.
Well, you just hit scale, it should tell you again.
It
Well,
doesn't.
he scaled it first and then did it again.
It was at 227.
Yeah, but if you did it through Prusa Slicer, it should save it each time. It's a total. It's not.
It does. Yeah, it's not doing it though. So let me try this again.
Yeah, it reset to back to 100 when he scaled the last time. So
if I did this again, I get rid of all this stuff. Look at the speed of this Mac. Isn't it amazing? And oh no, that don't work.
Just scale it now and be done with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, see the scale factor though? It's not changing. That's weird, huh? Oh, it's because all the parts are in a group. That's why.
Shit.
I wonder why. That is maybe if I did one piece at a time. So I did this and I said 300%. No, I did this and I say 300%. It's not going to align though, right?
Nope.
Maybe. No.
Yeah, it was too low because they were centered on each other, but that one's not.
Yeah. Yeah. So what you could do is back at that previous state, you could probably export it as an STL. And that'll keep it.
Oh yeah, to keep it as a part, right?
Yeah, I'll keep it all together, and then
like this.
Yeah.
So toaster wing 2, and then we'll kill that, and then we should bring it back in as a model. And now when we scale it, there we go. All right. So now we're gonna rotate 45.
Did you get an M1 back?
No.
I was gonna say.
No, I'm not. I'm not as fancy as you, Mama. I wish. I'm waiting for the. You know what?
You got a decent one, anyways, don't you? What are you running?
A 2020, and it's arguably the best Mac and a MacBook in a long time, but till the M1 came out. So I'm waiting to get. I'm waiting till their new one comes out, the 16-inch. Once that comes out, I'll switch.
Yeah. This April is usually right around April is when they do the next.
So now here's $1 million question. So that is, what was that? What was the scale on that? 200. No, is that right? 206. That ain't right.
Yeah, you got to pay attention to it. But I don't think you can print the main body that big on that bed. You'd have to go to a different bed. The thing to do is take the biggest part, scale it as big as it can go, record what your scale is, and match everything after that.
I mean, that's 300%. See, before I was getting it at 227. Oh, but that's the whole model at 227. So, well, this is like math. I don't like it.
Like math.
I don't know. I think that's going to be too much work. But I don't know. It'd be fun to do though if you had I wish I had a 500 millimeter printer because that's a big ass toaster. Because this one at full plate volume is still like almost a roll and a half of filament.
What's up,
That's 227% is the biggest the real core will do. Actually, unless I can. No, it won't matter.
I don't know. I think you'll find there'll be another M1 Mac coming out in April. I think they will do the iPads and everything. I think you'll find there's a new iPad, but I think you'll find either the iMac will have an M1 Mac or.
Well,
they've already stated they're working on the Mac Pro M1 Mac. They've already shown it.
I almost bought it because of you. I almost bought the Mini because, I mean, I've seen so many. I've never seen so many positive reviews for an Apple product in my life.
Yeah. Well, it's just. I mean, I've told you before. When I go and look at them, I mean, I'm an Apple fan, but I don't go look at Apple fans when I go to shopping. I find the people that are anti-Apple, like Linus Tech Tips is kind of anti-Apple. Linus himself, he's got guys that work for him that are Apple fans, but he's kind of a anti-Apple person.
Yeah,
and he gave it high praises. And there was two others, I can't remember who they were, but they're big like anti-Apple people. I mean, they blatantly say they hate Apple.
I don't know if you watch.
Two of them are like, they are replacing my PCs. My M1.
I don't know if you're watching like Snazzy Labs. Have you ever seen Snazzy Labs? So he's an Apple fanboy from way back, but those are
the ones I don't watch.
I know, but in the last like 10 years, he's been like he hates Apple.
He's been very, very critical.
Right, and so he got the new Macs, and he was like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is like arguably one of the best printer or one of the best computers I've ever seen, not just from Apple, but from anybody, you know.
Yeah. My brother was here today, and we were dicking around on it, and he's, you know, he does this stuff for work. He's got massive monster, you know, PCs. The company buys them. These things are $10,000-$15,000, and he's like, "Holy shit, that thing will keep up with my computer, no problem."
I know, and you know what I want to do? I almost bought a Mac Mini and a monitor, but I don't need two Macs. I like this. I like my laptop. I don't ever take it anywhere, so I'm thinking maybe I might get just an iMac and keep this as a backup. But here's the problem with this. This MacBook is a year, not even, or it's just a year old.
I hate laptops.
But this just turned a year old. It will not update. It will not go to Big Sur. It will not update.
It should.
And, Llama, dude, I have tried everything. I have been on Apple support for days. I bought this I bought this hard drive just to back up, and I wiped it completely clean, like a brand new laptop. And I tried to boot from a USB drive, won't go. Every time it says it goes through the process and it says it's doing it, and then it gets to the boot, and then it gets to the screen. It's still a Catalina. It will not go past Catalina 10 point whatever. It just won't. So Apple wants me to bring,
because that's the fancy i7 6-core. That's like the top of the line, not M1 Mac one, right?
No, not 8-core. Or this is an 8-core one.
Yeah, whatever. It's the top of the line MacBook. Intel. It's the last Intel one.
Yeah, so it's an Intel. So it's an 8-core Intel Core i9, 16 gigs of RAM,
so it's
and a terabyte hard drive. But it will not leave 10.15.7 Catalina. It refuses. And I tried to. They had me going into terminal and typing all this, all the commands through the terminal to try to make it like to use developer functions, and it just won't. Even in developer mode, which I've never even seen, I couldn't even find anything on the internet about developer mode. It would not take it. It would act like it did. It would show all the screens. It would say getting ready for Big Sur, all this stuff. Comes right back up to Catalina every time. Like it's like Groundhog's Day. I mean, it's amazing. And I spent a week of my life working on it, and I just could not. I don't know.
What's even weirder is they didn't fix it, because I mean, you heard about all the issues I went through this, right?
Well, they said they would fix it.
They fixed it.
But with COVID, they want me to bring it in, and the Apple Store here is on a waiting list, so you can't go into the store.
Yeah.
And so I raised holy hell with them, and I told them, I said, how about this? How about you send me a new fucking computer, right? And I'll send this piece of shit back to you, and we'll call it square. How's that sound? You know, why don't we do that? Because I shouldn't have to go into the Apple store to fix this. Because the Apple store for me is 45 minutes away. It's not.
Yeah, well, it's what I told them when I was having problems with this at first.
Did they send you a new one?
No, but they actually fixed it, and not only did they fix it, they held the release of the newest update because come to find out, it was a firmware glitch that, of course, I'm like one of 12 people in the world that ever found it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
They held the update release. The update was supposed to come out on Sunday and it didn't come out on Monday. I actually got one of the engineers on it. He goes, "Oh, this ain't right. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to do this, this, and this." They had it test it for him, booted, finally fixed the issue. And he's like, "I'm recompiling Big Sur. We're not going to release it until tomorrow. I'm going to recompile the whole freaking OS."
I don't understand on a bare SD or bare hard drive. No, I mean, like brand new, fresh out of the box, it will not update the Big Sur. I don't get it. And they don't get it either. They have no clue what to do to fix it.
That's weird because it almost sounds like you're having the same problem I did. Because mine was, I got it. Of course, I'm all excited, so I load it with all kinds of crap. And I downloaded a couple apps that just won't run on it and were glitching it out. So I erased it and went to update it. Well, it wouldn't let me update it. It kept locking me back into what I already had.
Right.
And come to find out, it was that whole Find Your Mac thing. It wouldn't release this computer. Once the computer, which is fine, because most people buy the computer and they aren't going to use the Find My brand new M1 Mac.
You know what's funny though?
So no one has tried to update it and re-release it, and it wouldn't. They never from my last save.
They never asked me to turn that off. That I remember.
I guarantee you, that's probably your problem. Turn off Find My Mac. You got to turn it off, reboot it. You gotta delete it from your account. Like go on to Apple.com. If you go on to Apple.com and do the Find My Mac, it'll show you every Apple device that they now have listed, and I found like phones I haven't had in years. I'm like, delete that, delete that, delete that. These don't need to be used, and they keep all that stuff. And it's a good thing in the sense that if someone came into my house and stole my Mac, they could freaking find it. I just go and Find My Mac. The minute somebody boots that up and freaking sends electricity to it, and it connects to the internet, it's going to tell me where the frick my Mac is, or my iPad, or my iPhone.
I'm going to try it. I just turned it off in my computer.
Yeah. Once I turned it off, it wouldn't release it. The minute I turned it back on again, the computer back on again, it relinked every time. It would not release it. And that was a problem with the M1 Mac and Big Sur. And they're like, "Oh, we got to recode it so it'll actually release it." And of course, I've only had the thing a month. They're like, "What the hell are you doing trying to, erase it and reboot it already?" Nobody's rebooting their computer after a month. And, of course, I'm one of those people that I've already erased this thing like 4 times because I keep loading software onto it and testing crap and going, that didn't work. And, so I wipe it clean when I delete crap. I wipe the whole damn computer sometimes. What's up, Matt?
I just went into Find My Mac, Llama, and I realized there's a girl I haven't dated in 10 years.
Yeah, hers is on there, right?
I'm still tracking her phone.
Yeah,
she's in Spokane, Washington. Huh. Go figure.
Delete that crap. And you know what's even cooler is once you delete it, dude. If it's still hooked up,
it'll tell her.
Delete it. No, it won't tell her. It'll lock her freaking phone up.
Hey, I could lock her phone.
You can lock her phone up. Say that's stolen. Although
that's fucked up.
The bad side of that is if you gave her the phone and it's not stolen, you can actually get arrested and fined for it.
Yeah.
Because the cops, the minute Apple has a direct link, the minute the phone's, reported stolen and it's live and they show it on their network, they send the cops after it.
I don't see my MacBook in my Find My iPhone.
You got to actually click on Macs.
No, I think I turned it off. Is why.
No, because you're in Find My iPhone, right?
Yeah,
And all you're seeing is phones.
I'm seeing phones, AirPods, watch.
Yeah, all the mobile devices. If you go up to the
iPad.
top, it says Find My iPhone. If you click on that, you can scroll down to Find My iPads and Find My Macs.
Well, it wants my password, which I never remember.
Because they're all separate. All your mobile devices are separate from your iPad, which is a mobile device, so I never understood that. And then all your actual Macs are separate from those.
So I got to do it.
There's a place up in the top where it says I Find My Phone.
Yeah.
If you click on that, it'll come up with a scrolling window, and you can go to Find My Mac or Find My iPad or Find My whatever.
I don't see that though, because I'm looking right there, right?
I think you got to do it on a computer.
Oh, from Apple.com or something.
Yeah, you got to go to Apple.com, and actually you got to go to FindMyMac.com and sign into it. I don't remember. Yeah, FindMyMac.com.
I'm gonna be freaking pissed if that's what this is.
I bet it is.
They did not have me do this. I know that for sure.
Oh, dude, we didn't do this until the very, very, very end. This is the last thing we did after like 3 days.
I'm gonna be so mad if this is what it is. I kind of just gave up because I posted it on Twitter and everybody's like, don't worry about it. Big Sur's glitchy anyways.
Yeah, it's iCloud. It's the iCloud. It's not Find My Mac. It's iCloud.com. Find.
Can you still see my screen?
No, I'm doing it at the same time.
Oh, fuck. I was like, hey, how do you know that? So where do I go? I go to Find My iPhone.
Hang on. Now I got to remember mine.
Oh, I see all devices.
Yeah.
It doesn't show my MacBook. It's weird.
Do you ever register it with iCloud?
I think so. I wonder if because I just deleted it from my security settings.
Do you have it on? Go down to your control thing and turn it off. Or on. Go to iCloud and on the actual computer and see if it's on.
And where do you find that?
On the actual computer, in your control panel, you have iCloud.
My control panel.
Yeah, the control panel on the computer, not on the phone, but on the actual computer.
I see iCloud Drive. That's not it.
Which setting is it? I don't remember where it is. This was all like 2 months ago.
I see Apple ID.
Yes,
Apple
ID, click on it, and then you'll get your iCloud.
So that means it wasn't hooked up in the first place.
Is it checked next to it?
No.
Yeah, so it wasn't hooked in the first place.
It says Find My Mac on, offline finding on, done. And then now
Find My Mac is on, though?
I just turned it on. Oh, and there it is. Now I found it. Now it's in the iCloud.
Yeah. So you got to turn it on. Then you got to go there and delete it from your list. Then you got to go back to the computer and turn it off. And it should let you do whatever you want to it. That's basically what you got to do to sell it now. Like if you were to sell that thing, you got to turn all that crap off.
So delete it. Okay. So now delete it from my devices?
What? Yeah.
The MacBook?
Yep.
So from the website, from the iCloud website, all it gives me is play a sound, lock, or erase Mac. So I got to do that control panel thing then, right?
You got to do, no, I think you like right click on it or something.
Send your devices.
I can't remember what my freaking.
I'm just going to do it in this and see. It wants me to type in a password.
I gotta remember what my password is to Apple. I never remember my Apple password.
I'm gonna take off, guys. I'll talk to you later.
See you, Danny.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do the same.
Anyway, there's a way to do it. You'd have to like freaking look it up. I can't remember.
You know what though? I want them to send me I want them just to send me the computer fixed. Like I told them, like this last a year ago, this computer was $3,200, and I can't update. And I don't know that I've ever updated. I think it's been on Catalina since I got it. So
Well, Big Sur only came out in September.
yeah, but I don't think any iterations of Catalina have upgraded either. So I don't know.
I wouldn't honestly. I liked Catalina better. If I could run Catalina on this, I would.
Yeah, I mean the Big Sur's only cool because you can run apps on it, but I hear those aren't that great.
Yeah, and everything looks like your iPad. It doesn't look like a computer. It looks like an iPad now. All the windows, all the window dressings, all your icons, they look exactly the same as they do on an iPad or an iPhone.
Right.
Which I don't really like. I like the old computer looking like a freaking computer.
Right.
I don't like this look as well.
Well, and the Mac is so confusing to me, like the launch pad. No, I don't use any of that shit.
I don't. That's the first thing I wish you could actually delete them. You can't delete them, but the first thing I do, I take them all away. All that.
And I also hate. I know there's ways to fix it, but I hate the way they sort. I hate the way they sort their files. I find it hard to find files in the Mac, but like just sometimes when I'm looking for something specific, I don't know. I just seem like I struggle with it.
Oh, when you just go Command F and you want to do a find?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like
that's a little wonky the way they do it. It's actually better, and yet it's harder to. It doesn't make sense. I agree. It's almost windowy.
Well, I like that there's a bunch of like shortcuts. I just haven't ever taken the time to like try to learn them all.
Yeah.
But probably a guy like
what you do is when you do the find, then it'll come up. There's like two little tabs.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're looking for a file, you look for a file. You change that one tab to the file format you're looking for. If it's an image, if it's a video, that's the first thing I always do, and that limits. I hate it when you like type something in, like, oh, I named this file info.
Right.
Well, if you do a find for info, you get like 8 billion freaking files.
Yeah.
But then okay, it was an image. If you click on image, all of a sudden it's down to like.
Well, like sometimes I'll save a file, like I'll download a file and save it, and it'll go right to like it doesn't go to the top of the list, even though I'm sorted by the most recent.
Yeah, well, you sort by date, and it should pop.
I do, but it doesn't always go to the top. It doesn't. So sometimes, like I'll download something and I'll have to.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. That it's date create. You have date created. You got to put date opened or date used.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never change that.
Right.
Change that menu to date opened or date used, or I can't remember what it exactly is. But yeah, there's definitely some quirks about. There's definitely some stuff I like Windows better about, but
I don't
day-to-day operation. I can do twice as much, twice as fast on a Mac than I ever could on Windows.
I'm on a Windows all day long, and I absolutely despise it. I hate it.
Yeah, I used to use them side by side. My boss used to freak out, and he's like, "Why do you even have the Mac there?" It's like, dude, it takes me 15 minutes to do it on the Mac, and it takes me 25 minutes to do it on the PC.
Okay,
it's not. It just makes no sense. It's just faster on the Mac.
Hello. That's a llama.
Anyway, I'm gonna head out too because
all right, bud. I'll talk to you. Thanks for letting me on, man.
Yeah, no, look into that because I'm pretty sure you'll find if you wipe that off your iCloud account, you'll be able to wipe it and reset it because it just resets it like a brand new machine.
If it pisses me off too much, it might be in your driveway. So
ship it to me. I'll fix it. If I don't fix it, I'll just keep it.
All right, bud. I'll talk to you, man.
Later, man.
Thanks, Llama. Bye.
Later, folks. We're going to end it. It's been a couple hours. It's getting late. 10:30. It's been fun. It's been real. Enjoy your evening. See yous.